Today I have with me a machine that actually excites me. This is the GARVEE Espresso machine. It was sent to me by GARVEE in exchange for a review. There was no money exchange or anything like that, but fair warning on this. What interests me about this is it's an all-in-one machine at $300, a little less than $300. I think $290 at the time of recording this on Amazon, which is pretty crazy for all that you get in a machine. And it makes me really grateful to see how far espresso has come for the home market. Typically it was, back in the day, it was like $600–700 to get like a good starter machine that came with the grinder and everything that you needed in it. So I want to talk about this machine, I want to talk about the features, and periodically throughout this video you're going to see some B-roll of me pulling a shot of espresso with it. So we got 4 buttons here. We have the power button here, it's unplugged so you're not going to see that turn on. The start for the grinder, single cup, and double cup. You can adjust these by volumetrics, which means you can make it last longer or shorter depending on your preference. And then you have a steam wand here, which also has a hot water nozzle that comes out of it as well, and you can turn it, adjust it on the side. You got the drip tray here. Slides out pretty easily, and underneath of it has a little bit of storage for an extra basket, some cleaning accessories as well in there. I'm going to slide that back in there. Also in here it has a little indicator to let you know when the drip tray is filled up, so that pops out. So basically how this works is you take your portafilter, put it in right here, it'll hold it right there, and you'll click that button. It will grind from the beans that are in the hopper. Once you're done with that, you'll lock it into the group head and pull your shot. It's pretty straightforward and works pretty well. On the back you have a massive 2.8 liter water tank, which gives you plenty of water. Pops on and off super easy. The accessories you get with it is those little cleaning tools that I mentioned. You get a portafilter, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this. A double basket and a single basket. You get a nice tamper, and then you get a steaming pitcher as well. So I think the interesting thing about this machine is the initial reaction that I got with this is like, this is a knockoff of a Breville Barista Express. Those machines are the machines that most people buy when they're buying an espresso machine at home, and they're like $700. So this is coming in at less than half the price, but can it actually hold its own against the Breville Barista Express? We're going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about some of those features that you get on the Breville versus this one. I don't have the Breville on hand, but I have used it extensively and can talk a little bit about it. So first off, I want to talk about the portafilter. This is kind of a unique portafilter as it's a 58mm portafilter. Things like the Breville come with a 54mm portafilter. The reason why that isn't important is when it comes to accessories, you can buy a lot of accessories for the 54, but a lot of them are 58 because that is commercial grade accessories. So if you want a different basket, if you want a different portafilter, it's going to be easier to find a 58mm one. However, Breville is well known and there's a lot of 54mm machines, so finding tampers and baskets and stuff like that are not going to be too hard. The catch is when it comes to the portafilter, you cannot buy all other portafilters. For 58mm portafilters, typically there's a hook here and a hook here. This one has 3 hooks. So to lock it in the group head, you have to have this. So when switching out to a bottomless portafilter, one that does not have the spouts, you are going to have a little bit harder of a time. One of the things that's unique about this portafilter that I do like is it has this little rubber pad in it. And at first, that might seem strange, and why you'd ask is because when you tamp, beginners often tamp holding the portafilter in the air and just tamp it like this. But what's going to help is if you place it on the edge of a counter and have it rest, you're going to be able to get much more consistency and much more level of a tamp when pressing up against this. And this is a little pad that you can put it on, which prevents you from needing a tamping mat, which is basically a rubber pad on the side of it. So I really like that feature. I think that's a very overlooked feature when it comes to portafilters that come in machines. I wish all of them had that because I just find that so nice and it prevents you from having to go out and buy one other thing. The tamper fits very, very well inside of it. It feels like a nicely machined tamper. It is almost a snug fit. It's not perfect, but for the price point of this, I am really, really happy with it. The steaming pitcher I've never used, but it's a steaming pitcher. It is what it is. The spout on it does look pretty nice, and it has indicators on the side of it going from 6 to 14 ounces, so you know how much milk you're putting into it. When you put the portafilter in here, I find it kind of annoying to get it in that little portafilter holder. However, it does fit in there well. One of the things that the Breville has is you just push it in and it will start grinding, versus this one you have the button. It does have a nice little LED light to indicate and help you see grinding. At first, you can adjust the grind time for it, so it starts at roughly 10 grams, and that will mean you grind 10 grams and then you click it again and grind another 10 grams. The reason for that is because you'll get a little mountain of grounds in here, and it helps if you like kind of flatten it out meanwhile, so you don't get grinds everywhere. It fits nicely in there, but it's not as easy as I'd like to get in and out of that portafilter. The grinder itself is nice. It adjusts pretty easy. There's a little indicator on the front of it. It's pretty straightforward when it comes to grinding. Pressure gauge is nice. I don't like the hot water spout because it just comes out of the steam one, and I find the steam one being a little bit cumbersome to use. It's not as easy as I'd like it to be, and it kind of runs a little difficult when it comes to steaming. It's harder to get the consistency on the microphone because it really does not have as much power as I'd like. It does take some time to go over from the pulling a shot to the steamer based off of the way that this is designed on the inside. It's not an instant heating thing like something like the Breville Bambino, so it does take a little bit time for you to turn on the steam one and for it to heat up enough to give you that consistent steam pressure for microphone. So you're really going to want to basically just turn it on and let it go for a little bit until that heats up, which it's hard to complain about these things because this machine is $300 and you have that same issue with the Breville. The nice thing about the Breville is I think the grinder is a tad bit better, not by much. I like the portafilter holder a little bit better on that other one. However, you still need to buy a funnel to prevent a mess on it. And this one seems like it grinds smoother and easier than that. So overall, like, when it comes to what you get with this machine, being the steaming pitcher and the tamper are much better than the Breville ones, I can't really see why you'd spend $400 more on the Breville Barista Express. Now, when it comes to the Breville Bambino, I can see that because that heats up in 3 seconds and that steams a little bit better than this, in my opinion. I really like the Breville Bambino, but then you'd have to spend another $100 to $200 on a decent grinder to catch up with it. So you're going to still be spending more money on that versus this. However, I would choose to go that route, honestly. Even at $300, I think buying a Breville Bambino and buying a dedicated grinder would be better than this, because if you ever have any issues with the grinder or the machine in one of those breaks, or you want to upgrade something down the road, you have to upgrade everything at one time. And I do think that the workflow and the ease of use of the Breville Bambino is a little bit better than this, and that heat up time and the space that the Breville Bambino takes up on your counter, I think is well worth that extra $100 price. But if you're really, really tight on a budget, I am really happy with this machine, and it does produce really, really good results if you know what you're doing and if you're patient. I would always recommend it grinding using a scale. So grind a little bit and make sure you get 18 grams of coffee and you pull a shot of 36 grams out, something like that, give or take in that ballpark. That's going to give you better consistency when it comes to your shots. It could be a little frustrating if you grind. The grind dose is off a little bit. You pull a shot, one comes out fast and the next one comes out slow. Having a scale is really, really key when it comes to making espresso at home. So overall, for $300, a little less than $300, you really can't go wrong with this. I don't know about the longevity of it, but it's $300. So when it comes to that for espresso, it's kind of hard to beat. One thing I did note is I had a very big issue with this starting off, and that was the grind. It wouldn't grind. And the reason for that is this hopper, when you take it off, has a locking mechanism to allow you to remove the entire hopper and the beans come with it, leaving just a few little beans on the inside of it, allowing you to change bags of beans in between. That's great in theory, but the problem is the hopper didn't unlock, so the beans would not fall through. So I actually had to take this whole hopper apart, which was pretty easy to do. It's just a couple screws, pull out a piece of plastic that would lock the grinder and remove that, so I don't have that issue. But now I can't remove the hopper. If I remove the hopper, all the beans are going to come with it. Not that that's a big deal, because typically with these grinders, there's retention inside the chute and inside the chamber that you don't really change coffees too often. You grind through a bag and then you go to the next one. But overall, $290, $300, can't go wrong with it. Would love to hear your thoughts. If you made it this far, please like and subscribe. I have more content coming, both on the beginner side of things and both on the high-end side of equipment. So would love to hear your thoughts and would love to know what you want to see. If you're looking at purchasing one of these, use the link below toward Amazon. I'll make a small commission at no extra charge to you. Thank you so much for watching.